Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sparrows, brought to you by Roll for Chaos. Here, all of these crazy, amazing crewmates of ours have found themselves in some daring do, launching themselves across the void, ending up on the edges of an outpost. Some of the crew obviously still sticking behind to make sure the ship's okay and that there's some sort of getaway available. We see Red Iron, Amos, and Clarion moving together. Red Iron, of course, like massaging his legs as he hit the ground pretty hard. Amos having some splintered body armor that was shattered by the impact. And Nora did it again. Clarion being perfectly fine as you have made it to this asteroid. You come to the door outside, and now you have to figure out a way to get through it. Who wants to try to open up this security access hatch from the outside, and how do you wish to do that?
We're cutting this, right, officer?
We need to be quiet about it, but yeah.
Are they using Lezerin speech, or do we have like safe tech to robot radios?
This would be Lezerin speech for the two of them, obviously. To speak back to them, you'll have to... Well, since you're in the void right now, there's literally no vibration, so you'll have to send them some sort of communication. They are wearing safe tech, though, and there's a little microphone in that.
Okay, then I'm gonna patch into that and say Sheldon could attempt to hack any security measures. I have installed a module on him.
Can they do it quietly?
Yes.
That would be quieter than what I had planned.
All right.
I like the initiative. Save it for later. Sheldon, door, hack. Let's do this.
All right, and he detaches from the his nest on my back and floats up and over to the interface and attempts to do a hack.
All right, let's give us a Sheldon hack. This is an O roll from Sheldon at a +2. So total should be +4 on the Sheldon drone there. Nice. That is a 21. Sheldon goes over, just goes to the door, and then very expertly just bypasses the security lock on the outside. And you see it just slide open.
There you go. I've completed my assignment.
Good job.
Thank you, Sheldon. Well done.
And from there, Sheldon floats back and just reconnects to you. And you all step inside, where you now are on a map. And we'll be moving initiative order to determine what's happening here. Clarion, you are first, as you have come inside. There's another small door. This seems to be an airlock space. And as the door closes behind you, you feel compression. Air fills the room again. And Sheldon warns you.
They will be notified that this outpost has been breached in some way. The airlock itself has an alarm on it.
Sheldon, can you prevent that alarm from going off?
I can attempt to.
Please do.
Sheldon will try a roll. If Sheldon is unsuccessful, you can try to grab a hold of the signal before it makes it out by attaching yourself to some sort of electrical panel on the wall, Clarion. So give us another O roll from Sheldon. No. This time, Sheldon is not going to be successful. So Sheldon says to you,
there is no access point from this terminal.
Then we will have to find another. And Clarion, a finger becomes R2-D2's plug.
And you just now roll brains and see if you can overcome this. The security on this is not fantastic. You only need a 16 or higher to bypass. All right, so you stop the alarm signal from going off, that little notification, like a doorbell, as it were, that somebody has come in and opened and closed. So, as of right now, it seems like nobody's aware of you. You have one standard action remaining, Clarion, other than your nat 20 bonus one. You can use now or later. What would you like to do?
I would like to, if I can, have Sheldon tap into security feeds and keep a lookout for anybody approaching.
Sheldon has notified you that this terminal only supports the door.
Oh, right. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna check out both of my crewmates and see what their health status is.
All right. Looking over them precursorily, just doing a simple scan, you can tell that both of them seem to be all right, although there is a bit of tendon bruising in Red Iron's leg.
Red Iron. I need to tend to that momentarily, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. And in fact, give my regards to Sheldon. He did a very good job back there.
You can give him your regards yourself. And Sheldon
job,
floats
Sheldon.
over.
I am able to hear you.
I just wanted to pass on my compliments through your boss.
Thank you. Appreciated.
Through your boss.
I think it would be wise to get that leg looked at, especially considering we're going to be doing a lot of running.
Yes, I would agree.
All right. So, Clarion, how do you attempt to assist Red Iron's leg?
I'm going to take out my med kit and just apply, I don't know, some kind of analgesic cream or wrap or something to alleviate the bruising.
So you have, it looks like you've only got a few uses left on this. You haven't used this one yet, so you have 10 uses on it. Usually I recommend putting that on the sheet somewhere, like that. On your inventory, you can see 10 out of 10 for your medical kit. Go ahead and give me a brains roll to do a medic on Red Iron and see if you can fix that problem. That is a low enough roll that you will enhance his regeneration, so it'll heal faster, but you won't be able to give him any extra health right now with a medical roll.
I apologize. I am still a little jarred by our sudden drop.
It is okay. These biological components take time to heal.
Yes. Biological. Your right
I
leg
find
is
it worrying
mechanical,
that
so-
you are choosing to use that word in particular.
What? What do you mean?
You are a biological being, Red Iron, and you should not neglect that.
Not entirely, though.
No, not entirely, but if you neglect your biological being, it will give Sylvia more excuses to help you.
No, Sylvia's. It's fine. We have an arrangement.
Do you need
repairs?
No, that will be fine, Sylvia. It's just a bruise.
Did I hear Sylvia, or was it just Red Iron?
It's just Red Iron at this point. You can tell that Red Iron received a transmission. You can see that in your system, but
Also, Red Iron definitely projected their response.
yes, you heard the response.
Clarion just looks at Amos like,
Is this going to be a problem? They say
No.
to Clarion.
Oh,
potentially.
All right. So Clarion bandages you up, gives you a medicine, doesn't do anything about your mechanical leg because that would just require a different type of roll. And we see back on the ship of the Archimedes. You're all kind of standing at positions. B, you are at the helm, or not the helm. You're at the navigation console, and Leife's at the helm. Cullens comes out and goes, Where's Clarion?
On the asteroid.
On the
Leife just sent her over to the station.
All right. Well, hopefully she'll be back soon. I'll keep watching the captain. All right, I'll see you in a minute. And he goes back inside. You see Carrot like rush up onto the deck. I was taking a nap. Nobody told me we had things happening. How come I'm the last one to know? And how do I help?
You needed to sleep, Carrot. Now that you're here, though, go stand by that gun.
Go stand by the gun. Okay. That one over there. Scarborough goes, no. Carrot goes, she told me to, and she's got seniority. Scarborough's God damn it. Okay, fine. You're gonna have him just come over here and mess with my guns. Got it. I'll be taking that out of any money we make from B, you know better.
You know, if we were friends, I might remember.
Fair enough. And you smell the scent of food beginning to be cooked downstairs as Bicky has woken up and proceeded to start taking care of that part of it. So the Archimedes crew has had their turn. We hear some things happening inside of the base. And Leifei, we're over to you. From where you're sitting at, you're kind of keeping an eye on things. You're kind of hiding in this little asteroid space, trying to watch for your crewmates, listen out for what you can through the radio nearby. How do you wish to be vigilant at this point? Are you going to focus on radio frequency or on viewing the area around you?
He's gonna ask Sylvia.
Okay.
Sylvia, can you, if they need help from us, can you patch a message in from them to us?
I can speak with Red Iron at any time,
Artemis.
so I can definitely give a message as long as Red Iron is unharmed.
Alright, I'm gonna put us behind an asteroid so they can't see us.
Excellent. So give me a aware roll as you attempt to maneuver in a way that makes it so you're out of sight of the enemies. And we're going to see if anyone sees you.
Banking on a 13.
Okay. You travel out. You start moving the ship out to the side and start moving it behind another stone, and you come face to face with a little searchlight drone that like points at you and lights up on there. You see the light on it go from white to red, and over the radio you begin to hear the sound of something. Unauthorized. Give me your designation and ship determination, otherwise I will have to report you.
This doesn't look good.
You just see a bright spotlight, red spotlight in your face, V. Leifei, how do you react to that?
Do we have any automatic thing that we usually say?
You make stuff up on the fly. Usually the captain does.
Oh shoot, the captain's down.
Can I argue something?
What do you want to argue?
Because Amos is so full of nonsense about their protocols that they would actually take time to sit down and just write out all sorts of nonsense just to pass the time, having brought up maybe once or twice in a conversation just in case.
Sure, I'll say that Amos might have some old, like, jargon and information that could potentially be used at times. Probably have done that for the captain before, but that doesn't help Leifei if he can't get his hands on it right now.
Mining cruiser. We're a mining cruiser. Let me get the paperwork.
Mining cruiser. Okay. First off, give me a charming roll as you attempt to convince this drone that you're a mining cruiser to give you some extra time. That is
Wow,
a
my
critical
first charming roll is,
failure.
Can I convince you? This is courageous.
How is this courageous, my friend? Convince me.
This is a bold-faced lie where he has no backup on it, and his captain's out, so it is solely him against this thing that is going to shoot him down.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is courageous, but with that statement, however, Big B's did just give you an ace, which will let you try rolling one more time instead.
All right.
That's far better. With a 17, the drone just kind of waiting, sends you a message back. Waiting for authorization. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes? 6? 5.
And where do you head from
B?
there?
He's going to ask V to make some paperwork.
Okay.
He just asks B to make paperwork. All right, so B, what type of paperwork are you attempting to make, and what is it supposed to say? You just there you go. You're gonna try to. So what are you trying to forge? What type of documentation? Leifei has stated that you're a mining ship, so.
I am going to try to come up with paperwork that authorizes us to scan the asteroids in this section of the belt.
Okay, we'll get to that roll on your turn. Leifei, you are just waiting on B at the moment, so we're going to move on in the list here. Amos, we're to you now. Outside of the door, the pressure has equalized, and you are now in the outpost at this point.
They are going to sneak over to the door all quiet like and just analyze the area outside.
So you're gonna try to peek through, do the whole like head through and like stare out quietly thing?
Yeah.
Alright, let's give you an agile roll to see how stealthy you are about it, and I'll see if anybody notices you.
Oh yeah, everything's coming together. I did say that right. Okay.
You said that exactly,
I'm going to
exactly right. All right, so you peek your head out. Are you gonna accept the 5, or we got something else you can do?
Amos, there are this many people in these places on the station that I saw as we came in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just making sure where all of them are.
Just making sure I see all of them eye to eye.
Just making sure that I see where they are so that we can move safely and quietly throughout this facility.
All right. So Amos,
Right.
did you have something to do
I'm
other than that roll?
going to use my virtue wisdom to re-roll.
All right. So what makes this roll wise? What you're doing right now? Why would you be given a re-roll on it? I mean, you already know how many crew members there are and where they're located.
It would be wise to know where everyone is, not just how many there are, in order to better move about the facility without being seen.
That is true. That is true. I will be benevolent tonight as a god and let you re-roll that. So give us another agile. Oh, 9.
That's not much better.
Well, there is still a chance they may not notice you. There are 3 individuals inside of this room currently playing pool. Very poorly positioned pool table, I might add. And they are not quite facing you, which means that the chances that they're going to notice you are a little lower. There is a bit of a hiss. There's a little bit of a pop as the air enters that chamber, as it is an airlock. And we'll see if they notice you. If anyone rolls higher than you, in some way they will notice you. So here we go. 3 rolls. 1, 2, 3. We got one that doesn't notice you, another one that doesn't notice you, and one, however, that does. So as you're standing there and you open the door and you peek out, you see 2 of the individuals kind of chatting. They have like beers on the table in front of them, and they're just kind of drinking. And one of the soldiers is there, and he gets ready to line up a shot and looks over and sees you. What do you do at the moment that he sees you?
Do they know which way the medical center is?
You don't. Well, you did have information on the general layout of these facilities. Give me a brains roll. We'll see if you can determine that based on where it should be. Yeah, 16. So it should be south of you. So there should be a door over in this direction. There should be a door over in this direction. Of course, you can't see them right now. Either one of those, and then you just head south of there, and you can potentially get them, or get to where you need to go.
Can I get away with a giant lizard manage to find its way onto the ship, causing chaos and commotion sort of thing? Or, no. Ugh. Can I drop all of them?
I mean,
Should I drop all of them?
I have to address something in chat. Change for a Nickel asked about those beers, and yes, they are on the pool table, and they're leaving rings.
You
Then you gotta
monster!
beat 'em up.
They're asking for it.
All right, Amos. This still would be your first action. Yeah, this will still be your first action because you've made it to the door. You're just peeking out, so you still have things you can do. Only one has noticed you so far. This one right here has seen you poking out.
Can I do a reflexive dodge roll to duck out of sight before it registers for them?
Potentially, yeah. They are drinking. They are, it was just a quick scene. So give me an agile, and I will see if this individual has enough brains and enough wherewithal to not think they were just hallucinating something. As you duck and dive back behind there, you immediately see, before the door shuts, him drop the pool cue,
There's an
grab a
ace.
firearm, and start moving toward... Oh, you got another ace! You gotta beat a 15 or higher in order to fool this individual into thinking they just saw something. So, 9 is not
No.
high enough.
Wait.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Amos, unfortunately, as you dive back behind the door just shuts, makes a little click noise. They saw you. Ooh, it looks like Change for a Nickel's giving everybody aces because of this.
Nick is serious about those pool tables, man.
Absolutely. There you go, Red Iron. There's yours. There's yours, Lefe. There's yours, B. There's yours, Jackal. There's yours, Clarion. There goes all.
Amos just beams to the two of them. It's nice knowing you. Get there as fast as you can. And they are going to open fire.
All right, so you come back out of the door. That will take one action to slam the door open, and then make your attack. Where do you move to? Remember that you do have a full move action at this point.
I can move 6 spaces, right?
You can move 4 because the door was in the way.
Right. I'm going to move over by the table tennis table,
All right, you can use it as cover.
and I am going to pop a shot off of the guy who just drew.
All right, so you see him reaching down. He grabs a hold of his gun. He goes, lifts it up. You fire. Roll your attack. The opponent gets a 2 to avoid you. You're rolling the damage. Make sure you roll the attack roll.
Right. That's under abilities. Sorry.
No, it's just to the left of the damage roll. So there's an accuracy, then there's damage, and then there's any modifications that you get assisted with it. So just roll in the one that has the under accuracy. There you go. 8.
Jeez Louise, I can't hit anything tonight.
Well, the opponent got a 2, so you still hit. So now that 6 damage comes in, and you strike him right in the chest. The soldier bounces off of the wall, staggers forward a little bit, getting a solid shot. And that is your action. Clarion, at any point, if you'd like to, let me know when you want to use your other standard action, because you can interrupt with that too.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, Amos bursts in, runs over the table, draws, fires, and all 3 of these soldiers turn and take a couple of steps and draw weapons and begin firing on him. Amos, you have 3 shots coming at you. Pop, pop, pop. How do you wish to try to defend yourself?
Well, I'm not in range, so I can't do lightning parry.
Lightning parry doesn't need to be in range. You can block bullets with it as a battle scar.
They're definitely going to throw the pool table up to deflect the bullets.
Pool table as
the
a
pool table, the
parrying mechanism.
The tennis table tennis. The table.
Yes,
The green thing.
The green
on the
thing.
north.
The table, not the pool table. You can't reach that. Table tennis table flipped up in the air. It is pretty flimsy, but we'll see how well it defends for you. We're going to have you roll a single parry roll against all 3 of these attacks. Anyone that you succeed at least 1 over, you will block with this table. So lightning parry gives you just a standard parry. I'm going to say this is at a +3. So go ahead and give me a parry roll at +3. I'll give you a parry thing on your main tab real quick.
Thank you.
So add a +3 into your modifier and then roll the parry. And you
Why?
you get a 6. Oh, that's so bad. Poor guy. Here goes 3 shots. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh, there's 1 hit, 2 hits. Yeah.
Can I have Sheldon try to fire at one of them to send his aim off?
You can use that other action you have saved to do so. Yeah. So you can at least try to protect him from 1 attack there. Sheldon zips in and fires.
No.
And Sheldon.
Wait, hold up. There was an ace.
There is an ace given by Nick. All right, you can go ahead and re-roll that parry roll. Nat 20. All right. So, Amos, 2 options. First one, would you like to be able to know the combat maneuvers of most Empire forces, giving you a +1 to all rolls versus Empire forces in the future? Or would you like to do a cool maneuver that deflects bullets, possibly back at all their attackers with that table?
Do I want to be the one or the one who knows? Those bullets won't kill, will they?
Not likely. You're pretty hefty, but you could take a really good amount of damage if you got hit by all of them.
We're outnumbered. We're revealed. I'm going to take the +1 to maneuver.
Okay. So you'll have +1 to all maneuvers in the future versus Empire soldiers. So put down +1 versus Empire soldiers on your notes tab for me. And those 3 shots hit the table. The table shatters apart. So there is no longer a table tennis table in front of you. It is blown to pieces, but it did deflect those shots. Sheldon, unfortunately missed a target, but flew in and tried to valiantly help. But yes, said table tennis table is now decimated. It is now broken into multiple pieces, but it did its job, and it kept you from being shot to hell and back. One of the crewmates immediately begins calling out for assistance, and very shortly thereafter, red lights begin spinning as you are now exposed. We hear other crewmates running inside the outpost, heading to this position. It is now Beatrix's turn back aboard the other ship. B, you happen to have a drone that has just flown up and recognized the Archimedes as not supposed to be here, and you have decided to try to very quickly and hastily create some falsified papers. Where do you go for your supplies aboard the ship?
I have the feeling that B keeps a carton of art/forgery supplies under her cot,
Yes.
runs down to her bunk and pulls them out and begins furiously scribbling.
So as you run down very quickly down below, you get to this cot, you immediately take these papers out and begin scribbling upon them. And Bicky comes off to the side. What are you doing, dear? You doing some more of your artwork, your projects?
Yeah, we're telling the drone up there that we're minors so that we don't get shot.
Drone? Miners, that's a lie.
No, there's a drone up there.
No, not a drone. We're not miners. And you hear off to the
I'm
side.
a minor.
You hear off to the side, I'm a miner.
See?
And Bicky goes, well, that's not all of us, it's just you. They're looking for miners. Maybe you take him up there to talk to him.
I can do that. Let me do my papers, and then I'll take him up, and the papers will present him as a miner. If you want to come with me.
Zep off to the side, taps you on the shoulder, B. He knows. He knows the general routines. He knows the way the papers are supposed to be formatted. I assume he's someone that may be very helpful in this if we can convince him to just see things our way. I mean, we did this once before. He listened to us then.
He was almost our friend.
Almost. And then he had to get all confused and scared. You don't want him to be confused and scared, do you?
No. I want him to be my friend.
Of course.
And be a pirate like us.
All we need to do is just reach into his mind temporarily and let him know that we are friends. And that he should listen and follow us, of course.
What you're saying makes sense, Zep. We should do that.
Excellent. And I will assist you as necessary. If you will spend an overload for me and roll magical, you will attempt to mind control this miner once more.
This poor guy.
Oh, Greg, Ed, Neddard.
Was it a +5?
Not yet. If you need Zep's
Okay.
assistance, you'll get a reroll. Here we go.
Is Greg Ed Neddard played by Sean Bean?
By Sean Bean. Yes, he's absolutely
If
played
so,
by
he's
Sean
going
Bean.
to die.
All right. You reach over and there's a flash of light for a second. Ed's eyes start to do that hazy kind of off rosy glow again. Oh, well, what can I do to help you, B? Anything at all, of course.
I need to know what the papers would look like if we were a mining ship.
Oh, of course. I can help you with my mining insignia information. This is the one that we used there when we were working for the nobles. Here, let me help. He goes down there and he begins to assist you.
Perfect.
So, B, give me a this would be an agile roll to draw up some paperwork with the assistance of Ed. He's going to grant you a +3 to the roll. That is a 12. Well, passable.
It's okay. It looks good to be.
Yeah. So he looks over at you. If my daughter was half as smart as you, I'd be super proud.
You should be proud of her. She's your daughter.
Well, she makes a lot of bad life choices.
You know, I think we've all made bad life choices before, but we can always turn it around.
True. There is always hope, and we have to remember that, no matter how desperate times they seem.
Exactly. Do you want to go upstairs with me?
Oh, certainly.
And show this to the drone?
Shall we?
Great,
He brings his
let's
arm
go.
out. And B walks this individual back up the stairs. Suddenly, Leife, as you're on the deck and that thing is looking at you, B comes up there with Ed just standing off to the side holding her arm, and B's got some papers.
Here you go, Leife.
Thank you. Here's the papers. And he lifts them up to the drone.
Please.
And you kind of lean forward. This drone just zips over towards you. Being about a fourth of the size of your ship, it's a relatively large drone bristling with Empire weaponry. And then it has this little tiny tray that just that you can put the papers down on. It takes them and proceeds to bring them back in, and you hear
Scanning. Please stand by.
zzz, zzz, zzz. Its eyes just have this little swirling thing happening on them.
I have received a
So,
distress
how-
call from the outpost. I must return. Your papers seem to be acceptable.
See the drone turn and begin flying away. As you look over, you see blaring red lights whirring around the outpost. Lights are kind of flashing. You see the muzzle flare of gunfire inside.
Lefe clicks the comms button like habitually, even though Sylvia can talk to them anyways. Sylvia.
Yes.
How's it going inside?
I will ask. Red Iron, are things acceptable inside the outpost?
To no one's surprise whatsoever, we've already been made. Could you ask the captain to get us a distraction?
I will certainly relay that information. Please be safe. Flee if you must, Red Iron. It would dissatisfy me to see you reduced to non-working biological material.
That's a very nice sentiment. However, escape is not an option. I'm on an asteroid.
Well then, I'll have to make a remedy then.
No, I told you not to panic, okay? Wait for my signal.
I am not panicking. I am just calculating a acceptable circumstance.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this one time. Anything you come up with will be deemed automatically unacceptable if you don't ask first.
I will make sure to ask the captain.
No, me. If you're going to modify me, you have to ask me.
Understandable.
Own that right there.
So, Lefe, coming back to you, Sylvia says,
I have been informed that they are in danger and in need of a diversion.
That sounds about right.
I'm trying to think one up. Scarborough,
yeah, what's up?
you have anything big and dangerous?
This is me you're talking about. I didn't let the captain know earlier, but I've been playing with a bomb in my bunk. You want that?
Yeah.
All right. You see Scarborough turn and go running downstairs very quickly. We move over to Red Iron aboard the outpost, standing next to Clarion. Amos has just bolted through the door. Sheldon has flown in after. Gunfire going everywhere. Big tables flipped in the air and shattered into pieces. What do you do?
Is one of them within range for me to just dash right at him?
What is your move?
I'm super fast, like 7.
So this is 7 right there. That's as far as you can go in one movement action. You'll still be a little distance away unless you want to come up with some sort of daring maneuver that might get you the extra distance.
Really not a lot of daring maneuvers on a straightaway for a big dumb Lezerin. And there's no cover. There's really no cover.
It depends on how creative you want to get. I mean, there is chaos magic in this game.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna hold back on that one for just a little bit. Red's gonna get just go up to the door, use the door as cover.
Okay.
Third arm's gonna pop out, ranged attack against that gentleman right on the straightaway.
That one right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
All right, go ahead and make an attack for me. And
Okay.
the individual standing out in the open tries to find some form of cover. Is
That
drunk.
isn't
What's that?
PDO, right?
You're making the attack.
Because it's the PDO.
Are you making it as yourself or as your PDO? Because you can use an overload to cause your PDO to act on its own. If it's acting on its own, it uses those stats. If you are controlling it, it's the ones on your main page.
Got it. Well, if I'm making a ranged attack and I'm the one doing it, that's very silly.
Yeah, you're
because I
at
will
-4.
miss. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the old PDO.
All right, so you spend one
And I'll-
overload, and then
And
your
I'll
PDO.
let her. Yep, we'll do the O roll.
Okay, there you go.
Well, that
That's
could have been better.
Still a bad shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. So it goes.
Since it's your PDO attacking, your PDO can now move if you'd like, or it can stay attached to you.
Yeah, PDO stays on me. Actually, you know what? I got aces. I got aces for dazes.
Well, then use
So
it.
I'm gonna ace that attack roll. We really need to clear these guys out as quickly as possible. I'm gonna do it.
All right, There's an ace and another attack. Well, this time
more
it
like
hits. Go ahead and give us damage for that attack. You strike this soldier right in the chest. 15. Bang. Red Iron, what does it look like as...
No, I did.
What? That's it. That's the damage.
Yes, okay, that was right. That was right. Okay, yeah.
That's
just making
nearly
sure I clicked
max.
the right button.
What does it look like
Yeah.
as third arm here? Just destroys this soldier.
So the third arm spins and a little like ball of energy pops in like Final Fantasy style, and then just like, and then just kind of cuts him like diagonally.
Falls onto the floor. First soldier down. And Red, that means you still have one standard action of your own left, since your arm has its own actions. You can.
Is that?
Go ahead.
Is that polyhedron over here? Does that look like it could be cover?
If you look around the corner and take a look at it, you can determine what it is. Currently, nobody can quite see it, just the edges of it. Give me a brains roll.
I'll take a brains roll. I'll take a brains roll anytime you want to offer me a brains roll. You just say the word, sir.
Go for it. Oh.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Never mind. You're too busy to think about what that is. But you could potentially squeeze in this spot here.
I'm gonna squeeze in that spot. I want some cover.
All right. So Red runs around the corner, and you still have your third arm attached to you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll open up what you can see over there.
Perfect.
You can now see the rest of the room
Love
from the
it.
position that you're in. So all of this will be exposed. There we are. That's the whole room. So you squeeze into this little space, standing on top of some old ventilation and things like that are poking and sticking out of whatever this thing is. It's humming quite strongly and vibrating against you just from the air nearby. You can, if you take a moment to stop and think, you'll get what that is. But at the moment, you don't know. So next initiative round goes Clarion. You are up.
I want to know what that thing is.
All right. So you step out into the room and take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I do need to case the situation.
Okay.
Actually, no. Before I do that, I would like to take my electronic wrist thingamajig, which is my Tinker level 2 ability,
Okay.
and activate it to create the stealth light bending ability.
Okay. So you spend one overload. I can do that for you real quick. And then you now
Sure.
have light beginning to bend around you, Predator style. As you proceed to start moving forward, give us an agile roll with your bonus to stealth to sneak. That gives you +3 to your stealth. rolls.
Not that great.
Well, 5. All right,
I'm just so shiny that it reflects everywhere.
yes, the light is bending around you, but then bouncing off, and it's like you're a gemstone. You're just tinkling with light everywhere. It's not helpful. So activating that was your first action.
I need
You
to
have another one.
calibrate this.
Maybe. All right, what do you want to do with your second one? Now,
yeah,
people
then
still
I-
have to make a roll to see you, but it only has a target of 5, so...
Yeah. And I kind of look like a disco ball.
Little bit. Like a slightly see-through disco ball.
I would like to identify this object. I have a sneaking suspicion of what it is.
All right, so you move forward to identify the object, and you look over to the side. Give me a brains roll. You're too busy with the firefight to figure it out at this point, as you're...
Wow.
That's not good. Sheldon's turn. What do you want Sheldon to do? He's got a move and an attack, or one standard action and a move action.
Yeah, he's gonna keep shooting and provide cover or fire around Amos, I suppose.
All right, does he move over near Amos?
Yeah, he's gonna use Amos as cover.
Commencing attack.
And he continues fighting. That was the drone outside's voice. That wasn't Sheldon's, but we'll use it. All right. So which one are you attacking? The one that's down here or the other one?
Yeah, the one by the door. Clarion wants to try to get deeper into the building.
All right. Go ahead and give us an attack roll from Sheldon. The Empire soldier tries to protect itself, but is hit. Sheldon, roll for damage, please. Striking that soldier right in the chest for another 4 points of damage. You see him slink back against the wall and then try to hide behind the pool table. And that is Clarion's turn. Back to aboard the ship. We see Scarborough run downstairs very quickly, get over to his bunk. There's a big bulging object, like where his pillow should be. You see him reach in and pull out multiple sticks of explosives wrapped around like a core cylinder filled with spark powder that it looks like he's been playing with for a while now. And he runs back up to the deck with it. And he goes, this is what you're talking about? This thing will probably... I mean, I probably really shouldn't have had this. Anyway, what do you want me to do with it, Leifei?
How do you think that could be best utilized to blow up the most stuff?
Well, it's got about a 2-second timer, so we're going to want to launch it, maybe using the catapult, and, pray.
Do you know how to use the catapult?
What do I look like to you? Like somebody who doesn't use explosives and guns and launching things? It's insulting!
Well, let's do this. Old style.
All right, then. And you see he rushes over, sets up the canister on the catapult after loading it, turns to you and goes, now you gotta do this quick. You gotta hit that button as soon as you're ready, and I gotta light the fuse as soon as we're ready, because it's gonna go like right away.
Got it.
Carrot standing off to the side goes, can I shoot something? All right. On your turn, Leifei, you're going to have to decide where to maneuver to, where to fire. Right now, there is stones, there's asteroids in between you and the base because you've moved yourself in that direction in general terms. We move back down, and the door nearby opens, and you see a very rotund dwarf in heavier equipment stalk through the door. There it is. As a sergeant enters the room, looking over at everyone. What is this nonsense? Intruders, huh? You're gonna regret coming on board. You see him like raise up a rifle and fire it at Amos.
Oh no.
He gets a 7 to hit you though, so how do you decide to defend yourself? Do you want to just use defense, or do you want to use a maneuver of some kind?
Reflexive dodge roll, fire a shot, advance. That's my plan.
Okay, so you can reflex a dodge roll. That uses an overload again. You're at 2 out of 3. And what direction are you diving? You can move 2 squares.
Right here.
All right, so you jump over to the side. Give me a defense roll now at +4 for the roll, or +2 for the roll. And you just have to beat a 7 or higher.
Defense roll at +2, you said?
Yep.
Okay, just roll regular dice, or is there a button I need to push?
There's a button. So right underneath your picture is defense, and it's the little button on the right side of that.
And at +2, I'm just... You okay if I just roll it flat, or
yeah,
is there another way?
Yeah, you can just roll it flat, and then we'll just add the 2 onto it. It's fine. There we are. Ooh, you got yourself a 14. You're very easily able to just dive to the side and roll over there. The officer just kind of turns their weapon, preparing to engage. You notice that from the rifle, he draws from the side of it a blade now that he's got underneath, getting ready to hand-to-hand combat you. Leifei, we move back to you aboard the ship. You have a heavy explosive sitting inside of a cannon on top of a catapult with a very short fuse, and someone who is really, really ready to blow something up. You have an outpost that's behind cover, I guess, at this moment. What do you attempt to do?
He's gonna go to fly the ship and request Scarborough fire this.
Okay. So you're gonna try to fire or fly into a position where you can aim at the base. Where do you intend to have this fired? Where do you want him to shoot it to? Someplace mid, center? Do you want it just to be distractive? Do you want to hit the port, or the dock rather? What are you aiming for?
Something that causes, yeah, I'd say the dock. The dock's a good spot.
Okay. So give me an agile roll to put your ship in position. The higher the roll you get, the more easy it'll be for Scarborough to make the shot.
Okay. And agile? Or...
Yes. Agile roll. Nat 20, Lefe. Okay, I will give you two choices. Do you want to put yourself in a position where it would be almost impossible for Scarborough to miss? Or would you like to have maneuvered into a position where Scarborough does miss, but dislodges the base from the asteroid?
Option 2.
There we go.
Now, I'll say Scarborough's the chief of shooting this.
Yep.
I think he's got a little bit of assistance.
Yep. All right. Here we go. So you move out away from the hiding place that you're at. Scarborough lines this thing up. All right. Here we go. I've been waiting for this for days. I was waiting for the captain to do some sort of crazy maneuver, but you know what, Lefe, you are right up to my alley. I really appreciate what you're doing here. You can see a tear just like come down the side of his eye, and as you twist the ship and he goes to fire it, you see him go, "Oh, what? You weren't supposed to spin!" And you see it just flip end over end over end, and then suddenly there's a but. In the distance as a massive explosion goes off, and he looks over at it, and you just see like joy in his face as the bright orange flare happens, and then you see the asteroid crack suddenly, and as it splits you see the edge of the base start spinning out of it a little bit. That will destabilize the battlefield you are all in at the moment, just so you're aware, and has definitely created a distraction as something huge has just happened. All right, we move on to Amos. Amos, suddenly the entire world just starts shaking, and everything kind of rattles. Red Iron, you hear
You're welcome.
You're welcome, he says off to the side. Amos, it is your turn. I need you to make an agile roll to stay on your feet for this round, though. I'm going to say in the position that you're in. Oh, yep, you are good at the moment. And, yeah. Anything that isn't bolted down is potentially going to be having a problem in this room shortly. Amos, what do you wish to attempt to do?
Amos isn't wearing any boots, right?
No, just big Lesrin heavy feet with claws.
We're going to use those claws, and they are going to push towards the officer. And can I get away with slamming the shield into the sergeant and smearing the guy behind him into the wall?
So you try to swing and hit both of them at the same time and slam them into the wall?
No. I'm going to slam into the sergeant, and then I'm going to have him slam into the private.
All right.
Kind of like pool.
All right. You're going to try to, knock the cue ball on the... Never mind. I can't think fast enough right now to make a pool joke that I want to make. So we're not going to do it. Amos, give me your agile roll as you rush in, attempting to attack both of these individuals. Let me see if they are destabilized. One. I got a spinning die to see what happens with the other one.
Armored ball in the corner pocket.
Armored ball in the corner pocket. So the officer holds onto the door as the whole station shakes, but the soldier behind him gets launched up into the air a little bit and is airborne. So let's see. You got an agile 13. They're going to try to avoid you now. And the officer is able to just kind of shoulder check into it, but you still push him back. causing you to slam into the other one. You continue your momentum forward, and that presses the other soldier into the wall behind him, potentially causing some damage. Roll strong versus these individuals. Only the officer can roll against you right now.
8-ball corner pocket.
Oof. 11. So you shove them over. I'm gonna say you have them trapped right now, but they're not taking. They didn't take damage. The soldier's like laying across the bush, but you have 2 of them trapped behind your shield in front of you right now. And that is Amos's turn. Crewmates, the one that was airborne trapped in the corner, he can't do anything. The one that was near the edge of the pool table and is able to, he grabs a hold of the edge of it. We're gonna see how the pool table handled this. Just we're gonna have the dice roll and just see how it goes. This pool table has no bonuses and no negatives to this roll, and in order to remain rooted, needs to have at least a 10. So 10 or higher will cause the pool table to be okay. Otherwise, it's gonna flip through the air and possibly break. Pool table gets a 2. Unfortunately, we see the pool table as the entire building begins shaking, flip upwards through the air. We see balls going everywhere, and the soldier behind it now needs to roll to avoid pool table damage. And is unable to get away as the pool table collapses. Oh, change for a nickel. Requested a pool table reroll. And we got a spinning die, everybody. We don't know what's gonna happen. Oh no, the pool table's still gonna take damage. It does flip over, however, and it does come down across the soldier that left some unfortunate drinks and some horrible rings on board the table. And we're gonna roll to see what kind of damage this pool table does. What type of damage does the pool table do? Let's see. 13 bounds.
There's another hit for the pool table.
There's another reroll for the pool table. Pool tables are really, really heavy, and another really low roll. We got 2d8 damage coming out from the pool table on this soldier, and we get 8 points of damage. And it's going to hit the soldier in the head. It spins, flips end over end in this rush, comes down, and crushes the skull of the soldier nearby. The table gets another reroll to see if it's okay. It gets a 4 again. The pool table snaps in half after getting revenge and is gone. F for pool table, everyone. This is ridiculous. Oh, there's another one. There's another one out there. Nick will not give up on this table. The table rolls a 10. Just enough to not split it in half as it flips over, balls flying across the room and bouncing off of various things. It crushes the skull of a soldier and lands upside down, but not broken. Congratulations, audience. You have saved the pool table. And we now...
the pool table needs to come to the Archimedes.
You guys collecting a pool table after this? You're bringing it to the Archimedes, giving it a little buff, shine it up. All right,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This has been the most ridiculous thing I've done on this show so far. So we now move over to B. B, explosion goes off in the distance. You can see the whole base start floating away from the side. You see the engines light up on an airship and the dock as it tries to maneuver its way back out. It tries to find out where the source of that attack was. That drone turns back into the void and starts heading off in the direction of wherever that shot came from. They are searching for you. What do you do to try to help keep you either unnoticed or give you an upper hand of some kind?
I'm going to see if there's another asteroid that we can kind of back into and make sure that we've got our cannons pointed towards where anything would come at us from.
All right, you're trying to basically just move it into a small space and then give your cannons priority. Give
Exactly.
us an aware roll as you try to find something that fits the bill. The higher you roll, the more successful you are, the more likely this thing won't be. That is a 9. That's not great. You could use Zep's assistance.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use Zep for this one.
All right, so Zep. Oh, we need to make sure that this works out well. Protect you, protect the others. So you now use an overload, and Guide My Hand is triggered. You had all your overload back, so I don't think you're that high anymore.
Okay, yeah, I had only given myself 3 back, so I'm at a 2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll again, this time with a +5 to the roll. Here we go. Oof.
No.
That's the same exact roll, just in a different way. B, you find a place. You point it out very quickly to Leifei. Leifei, B has told you where to go to try to hide the ship, put it in a very defensive position. When it gets to be your turn, we will determine how that plays out. You move on down. Red Iron, you're over to the side. You still have third arm there with you. You're hiding and giving yourself cover. A table is flipped through the air. Everything is crashing around. The outpost has screamed that it's free. Give me an agile roll to not fall down and potentially have to have some problems getting up and moving around. That is a 10. 10 is just high enough to keep your feet, especially in that enclosed space. You just put your arms out to the side, and you're able to keep your feet. What are you doing? As the whole station begins moving, you hear a destabilized hum. The dodecahedron-looking thing right next to you begins saying things to you. It sounds like,
Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey, really? No, I can't hold it. I can't hold it.
Red Iron asks, "Who are you?" But really, what Red Iron is trying to do is figure out what this thing is.
roll aware. Roll brains. You don't need to roll aware.
Thank you.
Nat 20.
I get mine.
You got yours. 2 choices. You can know the specifics of this and exactly how to modify, change, or alter it very quickly, or you will have +1 to identifying objects such as this for the remainder of the season.
I want quick access to this little fella right here.
All right. This is the atmospheric and gravity generator for the station, and you now know how to modify and change any of those aspects that you wish to in rapid form. You notice that it's screaming at you because it's trying to create some sort of gravity well in a fluctuating and moving structure that is difficult for how it's designed, and that it's supposed to be holding itself to the asteroid which is floating away, and it's having a really hard time reaching that anymore.
Red, can it tell when there are specific people on specific decks?
It does. I would say that it can determine various levels of gravity fluctuation where they're at, and obviously any celestial body, and that includes humans, exudes a very small gravitational field. So it could determine.
I think I actually have a better idea. If I leave my third arm here on this thing, can it modify the gravity on the deck that we're on?
Certainly.
Okay, I'm gonna set this thing. I'm gonna take my third arm off. I'm gonna set it next to the thing. I'm gonna jack the third arm in, and I am going to modify this thing using the third arm to sort of monitor our situation.
Okay.
To stabilize the gravity on the deck that we're on as we go, and completely ruin it on every other deck.
Like just cause it to fluctuate in and out all the time.
Just total chaos. Just let her rip.
So just give me a C roll for your third arm real quick, just to see how rapidly successful it is, and you can move on from there. Nice. 21. Suddenly you start hearing screaming and banging coming from the other rooms around you.
Red Iron reassures the device.
You are doing a very good job. You are brave and powerful, and I am proud of you. Good, good. I'm going to leave a piece of myself here to help.
And the third arm just like, zzz, all right, fine, whatever. Now just leave me behind. All right. This Red Iron doesn't talk to it anyway. So Red Iron, you still have your actions remaining. What do you wish to do now that your third arm is disassociated?
Who's the what do we got for threats in here? I don't
Currently,
see the map seems to be.
There is just 2 threats in the room with you that are pinned against the wall by Amos.
And there it looks like they're within a move. Sorry, the map doesn't seem to be updated. I've lost 2 of them.
What? They should be down here. If you can see that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Am I within? Can I get close to that captain?
Yes, that is 6 movements at 7. The maximum of your movement would put you right next to Amos, so you'd be right there.
Red is going to rush up, grab him by the face, and ignite.
So you just touch him and then turn on your Agama?
Yeah.
All right, so give me an agile to touch his face. I will give you a +3 to the roll because the opponent is trapped. He tries to stay away. Only gets a 9 to avoid you. Ooh.
That's only a 6 there. I'm gonna ace that.
All right.
I got an ace.
19, much better. That time you reach over, you grab a hold of his face, you Agama ignite, and flames just kind of off your hand. Give me 2d6 for damage. 7 points. The captain just starts screaming. Or captain, commander, whatever. This commanding officer, whoever he is now ignited with 1 level, which will do d4 damage on their round. And that is your action, Red Iron. Clarion, we're up to you.
Okay. She's basically like, oh, I see you have it handled. And she wants to adjust her electronic wrist thingamajig to potentially fix the issue, if possible.
To fix which issue? Your stealth?
The sparkly issue.
All right, we'll let you re-roll it then as you focus on that. So go ahead and roll agile again with your +5 or +3, excuse me. So Clarion waits, fiddles with the wrist, trying to remodulate it. Gets a 13 this time, far better than 5.
And then I would like to head off to the bottom left, and then Sheldon splits off and heads through the doorway that the commander came through, and we're gonna just go looking for the med bay.
Okay, so that is as far as you can move this round for yourself. Sheldon can move there and through the door. That's as far as they can go. And the feedback information Sheldon is providing you shows you what they see through their eyes. And there is a soldier in the hallway, bouncing off the walls on the ceiling, having a hard time moving towards all of you. So that is your turn for now. We move back to the Archimedes crew. Cullens comes back out of medbay. Are we almost done? Is Clarion gonna be back anytime soon? Cause the captain's running like 110 almost. I don't think that's okay.
I don't think that's ideal. Do we have any cold water or anything that can cool him off?
I've already poured water on him. We don't have any ice or anything, do we? I don't think we...
Zep, is this something you can help with?
We must go see him. I could see if I can help him from there.
Definitely, let's go down. Come on, Cullens. We'll save him.
So B and Cullens rush back to the captain's side, and we'll resolve that on B's turn. So we hear banging and bouncing around inside the ship, since the gravity is now being manipulated and fluctuated in waves off and on. Someone comes out from around the corner, kind of bouncing and dancing around a bit. Wait, you go back there. As another commanding officer comes out of a different room and turns. Seeing Sheldon, he doesn't seem to care. He doesn't know the difference between various thrones, apparently, and doesn't realize Sheldon's not supposed to be there. And just starts moving towards the room that everybody else is in. At this point, he can very lightly see Red Iron, and knowing that there are no Lezrin aboard this ship, he aims and fires a rifle from the hallway. Knowing that there's threats as well. Red Iron, you're being attacked from behind. What do you wish to do?
Red Iron very quickly flattens against that the wall there.
Duck
Is that an
and
option, or am I
cover.
too far away from it?
You can duck and cover
Yeah.
against it to try to give yourself some additional cover. So that'll give you +2 to your defense roll. So go ahead and roll defense for me.
Mm-hmm.
The opponent fires at you, gets a 16 to hit you. 16 or higher will succeed at hiding.
No. Defense. Where is that button? Here it is.
First page on the right side under your image. Yep. That is not high enough. You're gonna take a shot. Shot goes off. 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage to your right arm. Your right arm is your mechanical arm, and 9 points is enough to debilitate it. Your right arm breaks, shatters into pieces as it just almost is blown off. You see sparks flying, and little bits and pieces of it are like squealing in pain at you.
Ow.
Clarion skids to a stop, abandons her plan to go looking.
All right, that would be that one. The one in front of Amos, shoved against the wall with the shield. Amos, he kind of leans to the side and tries to stab around it with a large knife. What do you do?
Grab the knife, and I'm going to use my battle scarred ability, Master of Weapons, to take the knife and use it against them.
All right, give me a agile roll to try to disarm as he attacks you. Ooh, he gets a 19.
Can I argue strong?
You can use strong as well. The opponent does have a 19, though. You're gonna have to roll pretty high to take it from him. 18, you're one shy. Do you have a +1?
I would argue this is defensive tactics, so I could put it at a 19 with that.
Defensive tactics with what now?
I do, in fact, have a
Ooh,
+1.
against-
Thank you, Bees.
You do. You got a +1 for Big B's. That puts you up there just high enough to have this weapon come slicing around the side. You grab it, you twist his arm, you disarm him, you grab the knife back, and then on your action, you'll be able to strike with that knife in return. You get another +1 from Annika as well.
Okay, I'm going to save that.
All right, so on your turn, we'll see what you do with the knife. We move over to Leifei. Leifei, you've been pointed out a place that B thinks you should travel to. Give me an aware roll as you head towards it.
All right.
Okay,
No.
we're good. That is a critical failure. Okay, you're gonna re-roll that. Oh, that is a 6. Not critical. But yeah, you see the place you're supposed to go to. Now you try to maneuver into it very rapidly, moving at the pace that you are, trying to stay out of sight, trying not to be spotted by these individuals, trying not to be fired on, whatever. Give me an agile roll as you start moving in and realize it's a bit of a tight fit. That is a 13. That is not high enough to resist all damage that might occur to the ship. I need you to roll a d8 for me, and that will determine where on the ship you're going to scrape against this asteroid. Oof. You get right across the hull. Now we're going to see how much damage you cause to your ship. Give me 3d6 in damage. (9 points. scraping along the side of it. You hear Sylvia go,
What are you doing? This is damaging the ship.
and then you hear Archimedes off to the side just,
Oh!
That bot will damage your ship a bit more.
you have squeezed the ship into a space that's a little bit too small for it. Getting back out could be problematic. Just so you're aware, in the future, you are slightly wedged. And B is just like, doo, 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 doo. All right, Leifei, you now have the ship in a position that's defensible unless you have to move. Amos, over to you. You have that large knife in one hand. You've got your shield in your left arm. What do you do?
Gonna use the knife.
All right,
Gonna take care of that guy.
You have Master of Weapons now, meaning you can use an attack in both your left and right hands simultaneously if you have one-handed weapons. You can do something with your shield and the knife. So describe what you'd like to do with both of those.
Simple riot boarding maneuver. Push the enemy back, and then cut the enemy off at the neck.
All right, so you
In this case, literally.
shove him against the wall to try to give yourself a better approach with the knife, trying to make him more vulnerable. So give me a strong roll, and we'll see how you do with the shield against this individual, and then we'll make the knife attack. All right, you shove back against him, but this officer is very strong. This dwarven individual obviously works out quite a bit, and you can't really get much additional force pressed back against him. I am going to give you a d4 damage that you caused to the other soldier who's now being squished against the wall, however. So give me a d4 damage to that individual.
All part of the plan. That would be under two-handed basher, right?
No, you're not using two hands right now. You're just using one. So just like I said, just
Right.
roll a d4.
Oh, I missed that. Never mind.
That's okay. 4 max damage as you begin to push into this individual. You hear cracking and popping noises, and you're just, and then the dagger comes around the side. I'll give you that on your sheet real quick. So Major's knife and add +3, and damage is a d6 +3. So roll for the accuracy to see how well you're able to strike this other soldier, using the first part there. Soldier gets 8. Ooh, you hit, and you were able to strike him with the dagger right in his left side. Go ahead and roll the damage now. Max 9 points of damage.
Max damage.
So you shove this individual back, the knife comes in, and you just stab him right through the throat. And then you pull back, and he falls over. You have killed one of the officers.
Can I do a little RP?
Certainly.
Iron, you good?
It was just an arm. I have an extra.
Check your corners.
That's what I did, officer.
Keep it up.
Okay, thank you.
Then at that moment, as you're all standing there, the entire world seems to start shaking again. And a huge crack appears across the ceiling. And your third arm starts broadcasting that the atmospheric generator is having problems. And with that, to be continued goes across the screen as our first episode split occurs. So thank you all for watching tonight. Hope you've been enjoying Sparrows. We're now in a situation of danger, high danger, and I'm sure that'll be fine. We are, however, going to go around the table. We're going to say our farewells for the night, where you can find us. Favorite scene from the evening would be good as well. And then we're done for today. So I'm going to start at random like I usually do. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. That would be you, Nora. You are up first. Where can we find some more of your lovely face? And what was your favorite moment from tonight?
Well, definitely the pool table was my favorite moment. I was a little premature on the taps there. Thank you, Nick. Uh, but yeah, you can find me at Zetadine on Twitter and on Discord, and in the Roll for Chaos Discord. You should definitely promote that in the socials. Join us. And I also play Quilena Firetree, a spicy Eladrin Bard on Cornfields and Kobolds, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons actual play podcast. And I will be appearing soon, TM. The episodes aren't out yet. I don't know when, but soon on Not Quite Heroes, which is another podcast, this one running the quest system. And occasionally now and then, I am planning to do some more streaming because I just got a capture card for my Switch on my own channel, twitch.tv/Zetadine. And you can catch me every so often. Not this weekend, but in the future, I will rejoin Ruby Heart as we dive into Dark Souls on their channel.
All great stuff. What was your favorite one for today? You said it was the pool table, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty awesome scene as well. Check out his editing. Check out everything that she's part of. Amazing person. Beautiful individual. Thank you very much for playing with us tonight. Leife, Kai, your turn.
Well, obviously my name is Kai. I'm sure everybody knows that. Everybody. But you can find me on Twitter at RealKaiRoche or here on Twitch at Mascane. It's probably in the chat somewhere. That's how you spell it. My favorite scene of the night. It's a toss up because I really like Scarborough. He's one of my favorites on the crew, but hasn't gotten the most light yet, and I want more light for Scarborough. But I also dug shooting people across space in a cannon as I was listening to Shooting Stars.
That's some good stuff right there. Sparkle out into the distance before making a soft thud noise. Moving on over, Red Iron, Benjamin.
Hey everybody, I'm Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter at ttbenjamin1. I am the Dungeon Masters. I am all of the Dungeon Masters. I am the Dungeon Master for Lawful Great Adventures, the Pathfinder First Edition actual play podcast. We've been running about a year. We actually just recorded just a massively climactic episode that broke my heart. I killed a major NPC, like a big one, fan favorite, with a single roll of the die, killed him right then and there. So if you want to get your heart broke, Lawful Great Adventures, you can find us on all your podcast services. I also play Jaber Valjean on Shared Experiences, Ripples in the Gray. I'm the fast-talking adrenaline junkie pilot, a lot of fun. And of course, you can find me here. I really liked the pool table, brought to you by viewers like you, literally. But my personal favorite moment was Leife detaching the station from the asteroid, because that was probably the worst decision that anyone could have made, and yet it was extremely indulgent for no reason. I don't know what it was. Everyone on the crew was on board with it, and we shouldn't have been.
That's absolutely true. They're in there. Let's just detach them from the asteroid while we're at it. Let's cause more havoc. It's great. We embrace chaos around here. And how dare you? How dare you reveal that you're actually the GM of all the GMs, and you really just are behind the scenes working all of this stuff? You weren't supposed to reveal that.
I actually am the Dungeon Master.
Yeah,
the whole, and everything is all one dungeon.
All of it is. This whole adventure we call life is under your control. I got a bone to pick with you about that, by the way. So we're gonna move on over to B. Gwen.
Hello. I have had so much fun as B tonight. I always have fun as B, but tonight was just especially fun. My name is Gwen. You can find me usually in the chat, which I believe is that direction. And I get the joy of being a mod and keeping everybody in line, and also joining in with all the fun over there. Otherwise, you can find me maybe coming soon on Tuesday nights as a different role in Roll Charisma. You definitely need to tune in and check that out. And then, of course, always here on Fridays. Favorite scene? This is a tough one. There were so many just brilliant scenes tonight. I think I need to give it to Clarion for her reaction when Red Iron came out on the deck and was happy and correctly identified Amos as officer.
Yes. We need to get you checked out right now.
I need to scan your brain.
I mean, you know, one brain parasite laden captain, and suddenly you're a little paranoid.
I mean, fair.
Gee, I wonder why.
And,
In my defense, if I was running 110 femur, wouldn't do anything because I'm immune to fire damage now.
That's true. That's true. You imagine that maybe just setting yourself on fire will get rid of all the illnesses you might have in your body?
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if Red Iron's also immune to diseases because they can just superheat.
I mean, certain ones, but most of the diseases in
burn 'em
Aether and
all
Steamworks, the ones that are here because the way magic works kind of heals a lot of things, gets rid of it. The ones that are here are often magic diseases and are often like very, very different than what you would consider a disease in the real world. So, all right. Speaking of real world,
I wouldn't know
Jackal.
what the like personally merged with this. Sorry.
It's okay. Amos, your turn, sir.
How am I real world? Oof. Hey, I'm Jackal. I'm no one special here. I do a little something called the recap. I work like a madman to just everything. No social, kind of taking a break from all that, doing a little self-care, this, that. Just seeing to some issues upstairs. Favorite scene was probably Red Iron just confirming with Sylvia not to modify them any further. That really struck a chord with me mentally. Holy shit, dude. Wow. Yeah. Take it easy.
That is a good summation for everybody here tonight, the crazy that we are having in this adventure. So I hope all of you have had a great time. I am Ty, I'm Lot Evenstar. I'm creator of this game that we're playing, which is currently in modifications. I'm doing a whole bunch of new artwork to replace some of the older stuff in my book. If you want a copy of this, it'll be back up in hopefully less than a month. Yeah, you can catch me here on Fridays. You can catch me here on Thursdays at 6 Pacific Standard Time for Dreams of Silver and Stone, another crazy Aether and Steamworks adventure, but kind of like Pirates in the Swamp rather than Pirates in the Sky. So, and then this one, of course, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, and then Roll Charisma is at 5:30 on Tuesdays. We will be having some new one-shots come up pretty soon, and possibly some new games, even ran by people other than me. So we'll see how that turns out. So everybody, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you out there in the audience. Love you all and hope to see you again here. Adding to our adventures, as obvious by the fact that a pool table saved the day to a degree. And that had nothing to do with the players. That is the audience in title. In total, that's what I meant to say. But I'm tired. Everybody else here, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And thank you for being part of all this crazy, crazy stuff we do. Goodbye, everybody. And